What's up, fam? And welcome to this episode of Rex's Photo Booth Reviews and Tutorials. Today, we have a great episode for you, and we're going to be talking about tape. Lots of different kinds of tape. We have the yellow caution tape. We have the blue painter's tape or masking tape. We have packing tape. We have scotch tape, electrical tape, duct tape, and most importantly, photo booth tape, aka gaffer's tape. But before we get on to today's episode, please go down below, like and subscribe to the channel. If you are already subscribed, tag a friend. Today is your lucky day because I am going to go over each one of these tapes, and two, I'm going to tell you what they're used for, and three, we're going to go over the all-important photo booth tape, aka gaffer's tape, and why it's so important for photo boothers to have it. I'm going to take you guys back to grade school. We're going to play a little game called One of These is Not Like the Other. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 different types of tape on the table, and almost every single one of these, 6 out of the 7, believe it or not, should be in your bag. So you guys ready? Which one do you think is the one that is not like the other? All right, let's get into it. So the first one is yellow caution tape. So you guys are probably wondering, why do I need yellow caution tape for a photo booth? Very, very simple. Here's the most common scenario. You get a drunk guest, whether they're carrying a bottle of beer or a glass of wine, you would advise them, hey, there is no food or drink in the booth, no exceptions. No. Don't worry about it. 2 minutes later, they're so drunk, they drop the glass, there's liquid all over the floor, and there's glass everywhere. When that happens, immediately get out your caution tape. And this is not as expensive as you think. This is actually $2 at the dollar store. So it's actually, you can just use it and toss it. You don't even need to save it. But $2 at the dollar store is going to save you a big headache. And I'll tell you why. Because if there's glass all over the floor, and somebody comes in with their sandals or open-toed high heels or something, they could get cut and they get hurt. And the worst part about it is you could be liable. So the minute you have broken glass or sometimes puke, you want to put caution tape, stop people from walking through the booth, slow down the line, and go and get venue crew and staff to help you clean it up before you proceed. And you can do so by caution tape. Whenever people see caution tape, yeah, it's not dead bodies, but broken glass or puke. So definitely have caution tape in your bag. $2. So 1. The next tape here is we have this blue tape, right? Everybody recognizes blue tape, and blue tape is masking tape or painter's tape. This is used for painters when they want to do straight lines or they want to mask off an area where they don't want to have paint get onto the wall or the object that's being painted. How does this apply to the photo booth world? Very, very simple. Whenever you are doing an event, the main thing is you want to tape down your cables so people don't trip over your equipment, yank it down, pull the plug out of the wall, or worst of all, trip and fall and sue you. And the reason that you would use this tape, or the application, is if you're in a old church or you're, wooden flooring, original wood, stain, you're not too sure, you want to use masking tape, right, to tape down your cables, because the adhesive isn't as gummy and it isn't as strong, and it's meant to tear it. So after you paint the wall, they tear and remove this. So this would save you from having to pay for refinishing a wooden floor, especially in a older church with original floors. Sometimes the floor is 50, 60 years old, and you don't want to be responsible for that. So 2, right? Caution tape, painter's tape should definitely be in your bag. The next item is packing tape, right? You're not going to be mailing out any packages, but you never know. This comes in pretty handy as a Band-Aid sometimes. Or I've done this before. If there's a very popular prop that I need, all the other tape I have has color on them. I will tape a prop together to get through an event and toss it afterwards. So packing tape. So that's 3, right? One of these is not like the other, and we haven't got to it yet. The next tape that we're going to be talking about is transparent clear tape, or also known as scotch tape. We use this for Christmas wrapping. But how does this apply to photo boothers? This is a lifesaver. This could save you an entire event. It can save you from giving back a $6, $8, $1,000 refund, because this is the same tape that we use to fix broken ribbon. This should be in your media repair kit that I taught you guys how to make in my other video. So what you want to do with this clear tape is if your printer jams and your ribbon breaks, you want to be able to take scissors, cut off the two ends, make them straight edges, put them together, come back with clear tape, tape it together, and then roll your ribbon, right? So definitely have this in your bag. Make sure it's also in your printer case. So we have the caution tape, the painter's tape, packaging tape, and then clear, transparent Christmas wrapping tape, right? Next tape, electrical tape, right? If you're not an electrician, you're probably not familiar with this, but this is great because it helps with shielding you from getting electrocuted. So if you have cables that are wearing out or have a kink in them or got jammed in the door, and you can start seeing the circuitry or the wiring on the inside, you want to definitely throw out that cable. But if you need it for the rest of your event, hey, take the electrical tape, wrap it around the cable lots of times, because you don't want anybody to get electrocuted, and go ahead and finish the event, right? So caution tape, masking tape, packing tape, transparent clear tape, electrical tape, and now we have this silver tape, right? This silver tape is the one that's not like all the others. This is heat-proof, waterproof, but I don't recommend it for photo booth at all, because it's very gummy and it's very adhesive, and it leaves this residue. It leaves residue on the floor. It leaves residue on your cables. Please avoid this at all costs. This tape is good for heat, so ducting, right? Indoors, outdoors. It's weatherproof, so rain, condensation. That's why they use it on ACs. Any industrial application, but not photo booth. So this is not like the other. Avoid Avoid duct tape at all cost. Okay? Save that for ducting in your house, at your office, but avoid this in your photo booth. Okay? So we have the caution, the masking, the packing, the transparent tape, the electrical, all should be in your bag of some sort. And I'll give you a quick tip of how to store these real quick. But I'm going to get to the primary tape, right, that we came here to talk about. The photo booth tape, aka gaffer's tape. What is gaffer's tape? Gaffer's tape is used in the event industry, in production, in theater. They want to keep everything dark, and they want to be able to tape down microphone cables, speaker cables, electrical cords, so that the actors, actresses do not trip. But in the photo booth case, it's so your guests do not trip over your equipment so they can break it, and two, so they don't get hurt. And what's so special about gaffer's tape? Gaffer's tape is a heavy-duty cloth, and it's very, very strong, so it's great at holding cables down. But how it's different from all the other tape, like painter's tape or duct tape, is that it doesn't leave that residue that duct tape does, but it still has very sticky properties. And also, it's not blue and doesn't come up easily like the painter's tape. So gaffer's tape is the #1 tape that you should have in your photo booth bag. Another reason, or another application for the gaffer's tape, the cool thing is gaffer's tape comes in all colors, but 90% of the time we're using black. And the advantage of having the black tape is that it blocks out light. So you can also tear off like 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch piece and put this over your flash if you're using alien bees, especially if it has a sensor on it, right? So sometimes there's a sensor on a flash that will trigger your flash, especially coming from a photographer. And if you take the gaffer's tape over the sensor, then it'll stop your flash from going off, being set off by someone else. So, caution tape, painter's tape, packing tape, transparent clear tape, electrical tape, most importantly, gaffer's tape. All 6 of these should be in your bag. And I'll give you a quick tip, but it's not my bonus hack. One of the best ways to keep it all together is with this 15-cent Ziploc bag. So you don't have rolls of tape rolling around everywhere. You should be able to get most of these in the bag and together, so you know exactly where to find them at all times. Didn't even have to close, but just make sure you have them with you, because you never know what's going to happen. Last but not least, you guys know a Rex's photo booth reviews and tutorials is not a tutorial without a bonus hack. So what I'm going to do for you guys is get on my hands and knees, and I'm going to give you a quick tip about how we apply the gaff tape to our cables. Everybody does it slightly different. Some people even have these rolling contraptions where they don't even need to bend over, but we're not balling like that. We actually get on and tape it and do it the old-fashioned way. All right, guys, here is your bonus hack. I'm going to show you how we gaff, and let me know below, is this the way you guys do it? If not, send me some pics, show me your videos. So really quick, we have our backdrop, and we usually like to put our backdrop as close to the wall, and we know there is a outlet behind there. So what we'll do, instead of coming in from the sides or behind where there's a lot of traffic, we'll plug directly into the wall. So this cable is actually plugged in back there, and our photo booth will normally be about right here, or where the camera is. So what we'll do is plug in the plug to the wall, and hope you guys can see. What we do is move the backdrop up, and we will take out like a 3-inch piece or so, right? And the cool thing about gaff tape is that you don't need scissors. You don't need scissors because it's made out of cloth. Okay, so here we go. 3-inch piece like that. Don't let it fold over. And of course, this would be further back, but I'm just putting it here for show. We will put the cable in the middle, right? And we will go ahead and tape it down. Then we will make it taut, make it tight. You guys still with me? Right? We're going to do pull it tight, but not so that it comes off. Tear out another 3-inch piece. I'll put it where you guys can see it, and we'll make it tight. And here, hope you guys can see that. We will go ahead and make it tight and tape down the ends first. And then we will go, and hopefully I always like to try to do it in one piece, if not, if possible, and I'll get somebody to help me. Go ahead and finish the rest of the cable. Try to make it look like it was one piece all the way around. So there you go. Then we will try to center the cable, pressing down on the cable, and voila. So now, when your guests come into the photo booth, they won't trip. Yes, this is a little bump. Sometimes heels can get caught in that, but at least the cable won't come up and they won't take your entire photo booth with it. Last but not least, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Happy boothing, everybody, and make sure like and subscribe.